Good morning, welcome back to another vlog. It is currently 7 a.m. I just pulled up to the gym. Today is a full body workout. It's also April 1st. I don't know if anyone else is just like counting the spring months because I just so desperately want it to be warm in summer. But anyways, I am having 100 milligrams of caffeine. And then whenever I work out this early, I try to just get like whatever easy calories I can. So I have this yogurt, which is 20 grams of protein. And then I already drank it, but I did protein powder and orange juice because that is my preferred way to consume protein powder. So let's get this lift.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Alright, a quick rundown of today's lift. I was supposed to do barbell hip thrust, but I did the machine instead because it's just so convenient. But it was a 3-second pause at the top. For military press, I think I'm finally ready to move up to the barbell, the 40 pounds. So yay for that. But the sets were 4x6. And then I did Smith machine reverse lunges. I was supposed to do 12 per side, but as time went on, I did 10, and then I did 8, and then I feel like I forgot to count for the rest because they're so exhausting. Then for the remaining exercises, I did a row, the cable row, and I did RDLs. This I did not film. I kind of hate RDLs. I always feel so awkward. And like, doesn't matter how much I practice my hinging, I just feel awkward and I feel like it's hard to continue to like brace your core. So I don't know, that's my weak spot. I am committed to doing them and doing them until they feel like butter. But for now, I don't like them. Lastly, I did a hip abduction movement with the band. So that was the whole workout. Now I'm going to run into Target, I think, because I just need a couple things. It's really dreary and cold out today. I just remembered also that I don't have to work tomorrow, so I usually work on Tuesday, Thursdays at a community college, but it's like a teacher institute day, so I don't have to drive 45 minutes, and I also can like procrastinate a little bit on my teaching lessons. So that was a fun little realization. But because it's so dreary out, I'm thinking I might do a bit of reading today, and I want to share with you all my March reads. I started reading fiction recently. I always used to read nonfiction. I felt like I needed to continually be learning. But then for Christmas break, I was in Florida, and I went to a bunch of free libraries, and I just like, it switched. Something inside my brain was like, wow, this is amazing. It's such a fun escape. And I think it's so much better for my brain than like watching a lot of TV. So I started sharing on TikTok some of the books I'm reading, and I want to give you a whole rundown of my March reads. I think that'd be so fun. I am officially back. I got a really exciting phone call when I was at Target. Basically, because it's a long story, Ryan called me to tell me that he received a scholarship that will pay for the rest of his grad school, and then additionally it means that we would be moving to Florida. Florida is where we met over 4 years ago, and we moved to Colorado for his job. But pretty much like as soon as I got here, I realized that I wanted to move back, which if you see this, Ryan, I'm sorry. Because Ryan met me in a place that's endless summer, he didn't know how much winter affects me. And I grew up in the Midwest, and I somehow forgot how bad my seasonal depression gets in the winter. So we have been living in Colorado for 2 years, and yeah, pretty much the first like couple months I kind of was like, I don't want to be here. So I'm super excited for him, super proud for him. It wouldn't be for another year, and there's like lots of little details to figure out, but it's big news. Additionally, while I was at Target, I got a latte. My students were so sweet. My birthday was last week, and 2 of my students got me a Starbucks gift card. So I splurged and I got oat milk, which I never do because I don't do the upcharge. So I got oat milk, latte with sugar-free vanilla, and it's really stinking good. The other small things I got at Target, got this little pop socket. I don't know how well it's showing up, but it has little strawberries on it, and I just think that's adorable. I have a little like sweater that has strawberries on it, so I got this. Got some avocados and got some socks. I know that's very thrilling, but Ryan and I both need more socks. I'm making breakfast right now, and then we'll see where the day goes. Alright, a quick rundown of the books I've read this month. I read 8 books, and also I want to share, because I think this is a good idea, but I haven't heard people talk about this, but every time I finish a book, I take a picture of it, and then I put it in my album. The album is titled Books Read in 24. I made this a New Year's goal just because I've never kept track of how many books I've read in a year, and like I said, I also typically read nonfiction, so I just thought this would be a fun goal for myself. As of now, I think I've read 19 books. I need to double check and make sure I didn't forget any books, which it looks like I did for sure forget 1 book, maybe 2. Anyway, my books are in order from my favorite to my least favorite, so I'm gonna start at the bottom and work my way up. My least favorite book I read this month was If Only I Had Told Her. If you have read If He Had Been With Me, then I just felt like it was a bit redundant, like it didn't hold my attention because you're not really like working towards anything. My second least favorite was The Coworker. I love Frida McFadden's books, but this plot, like, I don't know, I was just not super into it. Next up is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I didn't hate this book. There was things I liked about it, but I just don't do well when things seem really disturbing to me. And maybe that's the whole point, but I would just say that I would read another book by her, and I know one of her other books is really popular, and I've seen it at Target and like on social media and stuff. So really just the main thing for me was the girl in this book. I didn't like some things that happened to her. Next up is Book Lovers. I recently discovered Emily Henry, and I read her first book, and I thought I need to read all of her books. So this book, I would say, I just thought it was like a little bit slow towards the end, like the last 70 pages. I was kind of like, all right, let's just get to it. I read Happy Place first, and I loved that book. I gave it 5 stars. So this book, I think I gave 3 or 3.5. I can't fully remember. Another Frida McFadden book, The Inmate. I really want to read The Teacher, so I'm thinking I will read that next. I think I rated this 3 or 3.5 stars as well. My 2 favorite books by her that I've read so far are Never Lie and then The Housemaid. Here we have If He Had Been. Same author as my least favorite book I read this month. I thought this book was sweet. It's like very simple read. Some people didn't like how simply written it is, but If He Had Been With Me, I think it's worth the read. It's just like the sweet high school romance. Here we have Midnight Library. My aunt gave me this book, and I had been wanting to read it, so I was super excited. This is the most I've ever like marked quotes in a book or anything like that, so I don't know if you can see the little orange tabs, but I marked a bunch of quotes in this book. I've never read a book with this premise before, so all in all, I just thought it was very interesting, and I know some people didn't like the ending, but I thought it was pretty good. So this book makes my top 2 reads of this month. The last one is on my Kindle. I'm trying to decide if I rate this one higher than this one. Okay, I've decided. I think I would say this one was my favorite read of March, and this one was my second favorite. The book I read on my Kindle was Yours Truly. This is what the cover of it looks like if you've seen it at Target or anywhere. I love a good romance book. I thought it was sweet. I got like a little annoyed towards the end because it was kind of like, all right, just get together already. If you have any book recommendations for me, I would absolutely love that. If you have any further questions about these books, I would love to answer them. And also I do post like a more in-depth reviews on my TikTok. One thing that I think is so fascinating about reading is how like I could rate this book 4 stars and someone else could rate it 1 star. I think it's so entertaining to go on TikTok as soon as I finish a book, and I will watch everyone's reviews. Like, was this book adored? What did people hate about it? And sometimes I'm just shocked because I'm like, I freaking love this book. Or the opposite, where I was like, huh, I'm surprised so many people liked this book. Really fast, here are a few books I want to read this month. I've never read the author Ellen Hilderbrand. I want to read these. I so badly want to read it on a beach or at the pool because I saw a girl suggest this book on TikTok and she had been out tanning and she had like the best tan lines, and I was just thinking, man, that is probably a vibe and that's probably where this book should be read. Which is funny to then go into the next book because the next book is Beach Read, which is another one of the Emily Henry books, and I think this one seems to be the most adored by her audience, so this one is on my list. I am currently reading The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I really wanted to finish this so I could say I've read 9 books in March, but I just had like a good busy weekend, so I didn't read as much. I've never read any books by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I do have a couple other books by her because I know she is a popular author. I'm like halfway through and I really like it this far, and I heard that it's becoming, I don't know if it's a Netflix show or just some series of a show, but I think it's so fun. Last up is actually my book club book, and to be completely honest, I put off reading this so hard. Luckily, book club has been pushed back a couple Sundays. It's a family book club, but people have been busy. And so I know that my mom and my aunt didn't adore this book, and I trust their opinions greatly. So I'm thinking like, I'm probably not gonna love it that much either. I've never read any Kristen Hanna books. I know that she has some really popular books, but yeah, the woman. I'm gonna read it this month, but I'm really just doing it as like a homework assignment in a sense. Because I don't want to be the first person in book club to not read a book, but also I'm not excited, so therefore I'm just putting it off as long as possible.